bond with Salman Saab is that I have not seen him in 18 years. When the actors come and behave like their shit doesn't stink, it is disgusting. आपने एक TV series नहीं किया और आपको लगता है कि बस मेरे साथ 15-20 लोग घूमेंगे. Nobody came to help me when I was selling newspapers to the kabadi to buy eggs and bread. And I've had almost 6 relationships. Everyone in that house was there for a purpose. To see Salman's face is like a cherry on the cake.
Hi, this is Amina Sheikh here on Zoom channel, and with me right now I have none other than Kunickaa Sadanand. So join me as I welcome her only on Zoom. I think you don't need any introduction ever since your stint in Bigg Boss, and I must say that it has been a roller coaster ride to see that side of yours. And I also felt like when I saw you in the initial stages, I felt like, okay, now why, she's acting in a certain manner. And then I realized, how you have been with people and you have developed like very good bond. So tell me about your journey in the Bigg Boss house and how it has been.
So firstly, let me tell you, Samina, I'm disappointed that you said I've become a popular face only after my stint in Bigg Boss. I have given 40 years to this industry, 125 films, 70 serials, 3 pop albums, more than 1,000 stage shows, so a podcast, a talk show. Yeah. But
we'll go there. But, as of now, for the Bigg Boss, I'll tell you like the reason also.
The new push, and of course, you're right. The Gen Z and millennial connection has become about after Bigg Boss, and I'm grateful for everything. Everything in my journey has been, my journey in Bigg Boss was very nice. I'm very grateful. I'm thankful to my spiritual guru Dada Shriji and my family, my supporters, my team which was supporting me behind, management team, the PR team. But besides that, I'm very grateful for the lessons I learned. I learned so many things about myself. I learned how to handle certain situations which I had never faced in my life before. I mean, I faced lots of ups and downs. There were some situations which, like, how do you deal with these 30-year-olds and these, privileged people? Obviously, they're earning their own bread and butter. And I'm used to children who listen quietly, don't say, and I have to look at their face and see that they're disappointed. Then I have to khodo it out of them. You're angry with mama, then say you're angry with mama if I said this. So, but it was nice. And I also learned that I used to always consider myself to be this very right, correct person, not hurting anybody's sentiments, and being extremely sensitive, and would never utter a wrong word towards somebody because I would always think of the other person, put myself in the other person's shoes. लेकिन वहाँ पे ऐसा circumstances होते थे, इतना आपके ऊपर your nerves are always on edge, and 2-3 बातें हो गई थी, तो I was like surprised and not so happy with myself for that, but it's helped me learn.
Oh, that's interesting. And as I say that your journey has been of course extensive, but so many times it also happens too that you have worked for so many years. Which film turned out to be your turning point in your career, which kind of changed the entire game for you, which really worked in your favor and you felt like, okay, this is the recognition I have deserved and have got it?
So Samina, I came into the industry for a very simple reason. I wanted to start earning an honest living, because I was fighting a case for my elder son, which carried on for almost 9 years. And I was very clear that I'm going to work and earn honest bread and butter, not get into any kind of wrong thing. And then I will fight the case and I will win my son and I will give him a nice home. So that was my purpose. So for me, it was never about becoming a heroine. I'll wait, I have so many years, or have a godfather. So I picked up whatever work came my way, and at that time, the heroines that were there, they were sweet, short, petite, and short is the wrong word actually, but they were not tall, and the tall ones were the vamps. And my features were very sharp. I did not have that girl next door look. I was very sharp featured. So obviously they slotted me as a vamp, and I was fine with that as long as it gave me work. So my films that were a turning point in my life, it started from, I signed a lot of films before that, but the film that released was Beta, and that was the first one. Then Thanedar, then there was Khiladi, there was Hum Saath Saath Hai, of course, is like an eternal thing, and one of my series called Swabhiman. So these were, and then there was lots of other films, lots of films where I was recognized and noticed. Then I did comedy also, I did positive roles also, serials also. What that I did had varied kind of thing. So these were the films that really pushed me up, and people still remember. Gumrah was another film.
Wow.
Lots of youngsters remember me in Gumrah. And I know exactly why, but
okay.
So yeah, these were the films, and I'm so thankful, especially Yash Johar ji, the producer of Gumrah. I mean, he had to find. They were looking for a fighter, an actor from Thailand or from China or somebody, and who was trained in martial arts, because there was a fight sequence with Sridevi, and Sridevi ji was she was like the mega star, and obviously she was the heroine of the film. So it was Bhatt Saab said, "Yaar, किसी को लाना जो उसका मुंह वो नहीं तोड़ दे," because the fight sequence was an 8-minute fight sequence.
Okay.
So he backed me, and and Bhatt Saab also, when I went to meet them on the set with the short hair and this Chinese kind of look and all that. It was Bangkok Hilton ka, Indian version. So I'm very grateful to him that he stood by me, and he was like, like an elder person who was there to guide me. He and Pran Saab, I was dating his son, and Pran Saab is my institution. He taught me how to behave in the film industry, the discipline, the decorum, the respect for the producer, the respect for the project, respect for even the costumes that you wear, the respect for that. I see nowadays people just throw off their shoes, just drop their costumes. I mean, for us, it was like sanctimonious.
Yeah.
So all these things, and yeah, it was so of course Gumrah, and then I trained for so long, for almost a month with Ravi Divanji, and then Hum Saath Saath Hai, Suraj Bar Jate was such a beautiful experience. Abbas Mastan I worked with in Khiladi, then in Agnikal, so it was lovely. And the best part was that I had producers and directors who repeated me, and at that time that was a great achievement.
I must say that that's a very good thing, that when producers reach back to their actors, and in today's time it's also very difficult to even find your calling. From the time you have been in the industry versus now, what is that one thing which you have seen has changed drastically, and at the same time how difficult has it been also to you find a recognition and your calling in the industry? It's been a long journey for you too.
Yeah, so thank you for asking this question, because it's a very important question. I want to address it. That today I see that person who puts everything into the film, the producer, the director, puts almost 5 years of his life into one film, from the scripting stage and all that. When the actors come and behave like their shit doesn't stink, it is disgusting. And they forget that, boss, you have this platform because of certain people who have worked hard, and then you start dictating terms, you come late on the set, the unit is waiting. I think that's really bad. We did have some actors, when I was in the industry, when I was actively acting in the industry, who used to come late, but those guys finally, when producers found substitutes for them, they were out of the industry. So this is exactly what I say. One is that. Second thing is that the sense of entitlement, आपने एक टीवी सीरीज नहीं किया और आपको लगता है कि बस मेरे साथ 15-20 लोग घूमेंगे, and I have, in the first time in my life in 40 years, I now have a PR team. I have a stylist now. I have a management team. Otherwise, I've had secretaries who worked very hard for me. So all these things that these things that come along with it, you can have that, because today social media is so big. You need a PR team. I cannot navigate my way on through these algorithms, and though my son does, but he has his own career to take care of. And so you need these people, but be respectful to them. Let them not cross the line when talk to a producer in a certain way. I've seen some PR people talk in such a terrible way to the director or the producer or the production. And I'm glad that I have a PR team which is so respectful, so mindful. So that is one thing. Then also this costume thing you were saying, So I must tell you a story. I was dating Pran Saab's son, Sunil, Sikand, and you called me Sikand in the first take, but so I was dating him, and that was like a home to me, for a person who's a scared girl who came to the film industry at 22, and he was the person I met, and he's very sweet. That family gave me a shelter. His sister is still in touch with me. I'm in touch with Sunil even now. So Pran Saab, I used to sit with him in the evening when he used to have his one drink or two, or glass of wine or whatever, and I would sit with him and I would love to listen to the old stories of the film industry. तो उससे मुझे ना किस तरह का decorum होना चाहिए, किस तरह का behavior होना चाहिए. And there were times when I had stayed back in the night on the top floor, the terrace part where Sunil was to stay, and he would know the night before that I had a 9 o'clock shift, and at 8:45 when I'm walking down Kunickaa, तुम्हारा 9 बजे का टाइम था ना? I said जी मैं अभी जा रही हूँ डैडी. 9 बजे का टाइम मतलब 9 बजे मेकअप के साथ. तो that was one thing that I was so scared if I went late, so that put that punctuality into me. One day we were having a discussion. The producer, I was shooting for a producer regularly, and the next day was a scene. He said we've added the scene and it's only a one shot scene, you know. तो हम कपड़े बनवाएंगे तो design, and my best friend was a designer. She was one of the top designers that time. Manish ji, with all due respect to all of them, Nita Lulla, none of them were there. She was the top designer. Sabiha Designs, and she's still my best friend. So he said वो designer को बोलेंगे वो बनाएगी कब होगा, and and of course money also. He was thinking कि भाई एक scene के एक shot के लिए क्यों waste करे. So he said आपके पास कुछ होगा? I said हाँ मेरे पास है. तो when he went out, my hairdresser told me कि आप wig के भी पैसे नहीं लेते हैं, आप dress के भी आप लीजिए पैसे. So I was a little confused because I did not know, So we were having dinner that night, and I asked Pran Saab, I said, I wanted to ask you that tomorrow they've asked me for an outfit. I have an outfit, but my hairdresser said to me that you have to take money for it, so I don't know what to do. I'm a little confused. He looked at me and said, when did you buy this outfit? I said, about a month back. Which money did you buy it from? I said, from the money I got from a film order. So you earned it from the industry, na? So there's no harm putting it into the industry.
Okay. Oh my God.
And that is why I never got a stylist. I would always make clothes, and of course film industry में television पे मैं काफ़ी बार अपनी साड़ियाँ मतलब मैं लेके जाती थी, भैया ये लो इसको देखो यूज़ हो सकता है कि नहीं. मैं पहले पैलेट पूछ लेती थी, या I would ask you what is the look, and sarees matching that look I would carry, and I've done that for many years, and I'm sure my producers and all that and the directors will vouch for that. So that is where I learned.
It's also very tough also, to do something like that, for being an actress, managing everything on your own.
Yes, I mean I had a secretary and I had a hairdresser who, हमारे hairdressers वगैरह ये नहीं करते कि नहीं मैं साड़ी नहीं पहनाऊंगी. अब तो एक stylist है जो साड़ी आके पहनाती है, फिर आपको jewelry भी वही देगी. हमारे तो and हमारे साथ ही रहती थी हमारे hotel room में. I would stay with my hairdresser wherever I went, and nowadays they take a different room for them. वो भी producer का cost बढ़ जाता है. But things have changed, yeah.
But do you feel that,
also budgets have changed, I'm sorry.
Budgets have changed.
And so people feel यार 200 करोड़ डाल रहे हैं, उसके बाद उनको 800 करोड़ मिलेगा, तो ये तो छोटी सी बात है. ये भी है, to be fair to the actors.
But do you also feel that somewhere, where the roles which you have played, and prominent roles for that matter, but the privilege was kind of given to the main characters, to the main actresses, probably.
Yes.
And there it was kind of invested, and you had to kind of manage your own,
Yes,
leading your path, basically.
Yes, I was a character actor. I was not a main thing. And a character actor, if you get a nice role, that is enough for you. मतलब उस time ऐसा था कि आजकल तो character actor भी नहीं बोलते हैं, वो बोलते हैं they're like second lead, or they'll say that supporting actor or something. हमारा तो character actor बोलते थे, मतलब ये character play कर रही है. उस टाइम ऐसा होता था कि हम जब आउटडोर जाते थे तो हमें 5 स्टार में रखा जाता था या 4 स्टार में, एंड जो मेन हीरोइंस थे वो 7 स्टार में होते थे, या फिर हमें उसी होटल में रखा जाता था लेकिन हमको एक छोटा सा डिलक्स रूम मिलता था और उनको 2 स्वीट मिल जाते थे. दैट वाज द डिफरेंस. आजकल के टाइम पे ऑफ कोर्स द हीरो एंड द हीरोइन डू गेट अ बिगर रूम एंड ऑल, बट इट्स द सेम थिंग एंड यू गेट all the facilities. Like you will also probably get a mini suite or something like that. And that is, I think now the economics of the whole game has changed, So it makes, there was a lot of differentiation earlier. Vanity vans, मुझे मेरा पहला vanity van बालाजी में काम करने पर मिला. तो हम लोग मतलब एक मेकअप रूम्स जो होते थे स्टूडियो में क्वाइट शैबी, एंड मैं तो बस बाथरूम 2-3 बार धुलवाती थी पहले, बिफोर यूजिंग, झाड़ू पोछा करती थी, फ्रेग्रेंस या अगरबत्ती सा, बट दैट इज व्हाट वी यूज्ड टू गेट, एंड दे वर स्मॉल. उसमें कभी कभी मेकअप मैन और हेयर ड्रेसर और हमारा सामान भी फिट नहीं होता था.
Have you ever felt that being an actress, the industry also judges you, with your personal life, and many a times it has been the case with you, and especially off late, whenever you have spoken, you have been someone who speaks her heart. You don't
I'm
really
an open
think.
book.
Yeah, you're an open book like that.
Yeah. And I'm not ashamed of anything.
Yes, and which is a very good thing because you carry that personality with you. But at various occasions, did you feel that you were judged for, basically also having a personal life which had its own chaos? And the focus from your professional life was kind of diverted to your personal life a lot by people, just to enjoy the gossip.
Tell me which woman is not judged for living the life the way she wants. Every woman is, except that we are on a bigger platform. People see us more. Even in a normal home, if a woman, if a daughter has her own lifestyle, the parents are after her, ये क्या कर रही है, क्यों कर रही है, लोग क्या सोचेंगे, शादी कर ले, ये कर रही है, we hold this like the end all and be all of your life is to get married and have kids. Now things are changing. So with regards to I have no problems. I will speak if there's something is part of my life, I've done it. I've given my time, my love, my energy. I'm not ashamed of it, even if they're failed relationships, irrespective of whether the person cheated on me or how it broke up or how it went. Also, I don't give a damn about people's judgment. I'm only concerned about my circle of love, which is some close friends, my children, my granddaughters, and of course my extended family, which is my ex-husband and his wife and their children, both my ex-husbands. That's what I'm concerned about. I don't give a damn. Nobody came to help me when I was selling newspapers to the kabadi to buy eggs and bread. So I was like collecting newspapers and selling, and I remember I got some 14 rupees or something, and my sister and I, we said, okay, chalo anda bread to kharid sakte, it was like that, many years back, of course. So, and we were running short of the newspaper. I remember we went down to the lady who was she was the landlady, and auntie, newspaper hai kya? Humko cupboard pe line hai, kabadi wala sitting upstairs, we were waiting, and we got a whole bunch of them. Those were fun times. That's what made me what I am, and my sister also, she's very resilient, Shivani.
I must say that you really had like some good advice on relationship, and you gave it also, to the girls out there. And I could see that you had developed some kind of bond with each one of them, be it Tanya, be it Ashnoor, be it Farhana, be it
the guys.
Even the guys. But that bond when, when women speak, together, and the conversations are about relationship, about how to manage things.
And naughty conversations
Naughty
also,
conversations
which they
also
would not contribute to.
Exactly.
I was the one contributing to.
You were like thoda sa participating. But what I really liked was, and I tweeted also for that, when you took a stand for someone like Nehal, when Malti said something, I think kapde pehenkar, and that is something which was very good. And you have showcased, you may have had your concerns with Farhana also, but still where you had to take stand for her also, you kind of gave it back to Amal also, okay, let her eat her meal. Don't, basically bother.
And she just insulted me probably one day before.
Exactly. So I have seen that, that you have been a shield also, for girls out there. And with men, you had your own equations. But, tell us something about your bond with the girls out there.
So firstly, I think I work my, my clock or my internal, isko bolte na, ki, it works with principles and morals, and certain things, ethics, principles, morals, my love and care. So certain things jo mujhe laga ki galat hai, I took a stand irrespective of whether that person was rude to me, mean to me. I supported Abhishek in spite of all his misdemeanors, and I supported him on his captaincy. I was very happy for him. Basir also, I saw the emotional side of him. I saw what he's been through as a child. I'm very intuitive. Amal, I was there to tell Amal about, obviously not about relationship, but about his life and where it was, how he was carrying it in this house. It was very nice to interact with these girls because I have the experience of a 61-year-old, and I've had almost 6 relationships, including the live-ins and the marriages. And I have met a lot of people, spoken to a lot of people. My work with my NGO, which is 20 years, almost 20 years now, I've interacted with empowering women, interacted with children through my NGO called CHIP. So all this has brought a lot of, and then my education in law, which I started very later when I was 48. So I think it's very important that we should let girls and boys know how to conduct their life because of our experiences, if we can impart. We can't lecture them. We can only say, boss, SSA mere saath hua. So for that, I had to make my stories personal. I can't just तू ऐसा मत करो क्योंकि ऐसा अरे I have to tell them कि क्यों मैं ऐसा कह रही हूँ क्योंकि मैं इससे गुजर चुकी हूँ अब वो कितनी how much that is got into their heads I don't know. So I'm very and that I would do with anybody who I'm close to.
Which is interesting, and I think that's good also because I used to like that. I used to always write, you know, even on social media that, you know, that side of hers is very good to see because I think that is more like, you know, protecting them, you know, more than like, you know, letting them get into trouble as such.
Also, Samina, I want to tell you that everyone in that Bigg Boss house, I believe in karma. I believe in past life connections. Everyone in that house was there for a purpose, and I felt that there was a purpose why I was there with them. And it came from inside. It just came. I was flowing in the house. There was no game plan. There was no. I don't even know. I used to ask them, यार ये तुम लोग को मेरा गेम प्लान कुछ डिकोड हुआ तो मुझे भी बताओ क्योंकि मुझे तो पता नहीं मैं क्या गेम खेल अब तुम्हारा गेम कैसा है तो कि गेम क्या है वी आर लिविंग टुगेदर cohabiting together. That was my this thing.
And lastly, also, like, you know, before I let you go, a few questions. One is that Ayaan has become very popular in the house, and one thing which is also trending on social media, on reels and all, is how it is, you know, the bond between Farrhana and Ayaan also kind of evolved over the years, like over the time, not years basically, and you know the way they are, you know, meeting and all, and people are definitely like making some chemistry work out there. What do you have to say about that?
First of all, Ayaan was in the house for one day. When Farrhana came running to meet him, because I think Farrhana somewhere felt because he had cried in the first week episode when she had abused me, and Salman Saab and Endemol had called him on this, you know, on the stage, and I think she was up. She's a good girl. She's just ये जो गाली गलौच है, जो ये behavior है, वो उसके लिए कवच है. It's like a shield she uses so that people don't come close to her. But inside she's a very sensitive girl, also been through her own traumas of her childhood, whatever. So Ayaan has only met her for one day, and that usme se bhi he spent only 5-10 minutes talking to her. He wanted to speak to her because Ayaan is such a sensitive boy, again an old soul, and I think he felt that he should make her comfortable. कि आपने मेरी मम्मी को बोला, मैंने आके first week में I said what he didn't say anything mean to her. He said, Farrhana, my mother is, don't question her journey or whatever. And he was very well behaved, and I'm very proud of him for that. So there is no chemistry. It was Farrhana who was so, because she used to keep, कुनिका जी आपका बेटा आएगा क्या, बड़ा हैंडसम है, बड़ा हैंडसम है. बीच बीच में तो जीके जो है वो सबको ही मुझसे कि आप किसको बहू बनाएंगे ना, से इस कलेशी को तो कभी नहीं बनाऊंगी ना. So these topics had happened. I don't know how much of it you all saw, but there's no chemistry as such. Ayaan just doesn't know her, and he's just seen her from what he's been watching. When they come out, if they want to meet and all, that's perfectly Ayaan's choice. But as of now, I'm very clear, I'm very sure that Ayaan is not interested in any relationship, and definitely not with the girls from Bigg Boss, because they all are, and they all are on their own career path, you know. And Ayaan also, and he's a lovely child. Both my children, Aryant and Ayaan, are both beautiful children, and my bahu, I'm so blessed to have a bahu like her.
And lastly, before I also let you go, what do you have to say about your bond with Salman? You know, you have worked with him in a movie. How did Bigg Boss happen to you? Did you know him, and you know, because of that, or
not
you know,
at
what
all.
do you have to say?
Bigg Boss people contacted me in March, and I did not. Salman Saab had nothing to do with it. They contacted me, and I took almost 3 months talking to them, asking them 50,000 questions because I was very apprehensive. Bigg Boss had called me in season 2 and season 5, but I'm a single parent. Ayaan was very small. I could not even fathom कि मैं उसको छोड़ के no communication. इस बार भी मैं जो गई, it was like, for me it was a great achievement. I have not put my phone off for the last so many years. Because I want to be I want to be available to my family, my friends, my children. So it was something that I never thought I'd be able to live through. So the thing is that my bond with Salman Saab is that I have not seen him in 18 years. I've seen him on that screen. That was the closest I saw him after 18 years.
My goodness.
No communication. In fact, there was a big thing when that whole Bishnoi thing happened, and I had a fight with the people on who were propagating that he should be, you know, this court matter he should be put in jail, not giving him bail. I said, why the hell? You're stupid, you guys. And so I got death threats for them. Even then, neither did I reach out to him, neither did he reach out to me. He didn't even know probably that I was on debates. So, but when I saw him, I'm telling you, weekend ka var, to see Salman's face is like you know, a cherry on the cake, because after all the week, after you've taken all the stress and everything, to see that man on screen and then the way he talks to you, he's so handsome. I never noticed that he was so handsome actually. He's so handsome, and his style, his panache is so addictive.
Yeah, that's it.
So, but yeah, I've done almost 3 or 4 films with him.
But also, you know, there's this one video, a reel, you know, which also went viral, which was of him performing at an award show, and there was some, you know, female with whom he was dancing, and people felt it was you. Have you like ever performed with him, you know, on dance stage?
Oh, that's a story which he told, I think, the audience in the entry when I came.
Yeah.
So we went to Tanzania to perform. And Tanzania, when we went, first of all, I lost all my bags.
Oh.
So at that time, you know, these airlines would not handle things, and it was Govinda Salman show, and I was one of the performers. I was doing about 2 acts or so. So I came. I had a mini skirt and a jacket, which was in my baggage, which I was there. It was my own thing, not for the show.
Yeah.
So I put that on and I did my number, because obviously I'm going to have to do my performance.
Yeah.
And there were some ministers and some high-profile people in the front, and one of them was drunk.
Oh.
And he was a very big shot, so the promoters could do nothing. Every time anybody else came, get Kunickaa on the stage again. So Salman said, "Mera show hai, tera show hai." So I said, no, I've never danced with him like on stage together.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't even remember, maybe in the finale of a show, like, you know, in the ending of the show maybe, but I don't remember dancing with him.
And lastly, ma'am, before I let you go, any upcoming projects you wish to focus on, anything, you know, after Bigg Boss stint, you know, what are your plans now? Tell us something about your plans.
I want to definitely do OTT, films, meaningful roles, because I have been offered some roles, but they were not like, you know, 3 scenes, 4 scenes. I don't want to do that kind of stuff. Then I want to continue with my social work also, where I'm affecting so many children and their education. I want to continue with my advocacy, but limited cases. I cannot become a senior counsel or anything. So I have to basically do matters which are socially relevant and which will help people. And so that's what I want to do. That's what I plan for the future. And never know, maybe I'll get into politics.
Wow, that's interesting. That's something, a different side of yours will come across.
Yes, because I want to, for me, my holy book is the Constitution. And I want to serve my country. I'm doing it in my own way, but I would love to be, because I think now that I have a connect with the Gen Z, with the millennials, and they know who I am, they've seen how I am, I think it would be a good idea to be in a position where I can influence change in the country.
Oh, that's lovely, and thank you so much, ma'am, for such a lovely interaction.
Thank
it was
you so
lovely
much.
chatting with you and knowing you, you know, in depth through these, you know, this
Thank
little
you,
conversation which I had with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Lovely chatting with you too.
Thank you, ma'am.